grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Freezer!
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, a courtesy call. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way.
You have to be careful with the things that you see on the internet. I mean, it's a great tool in all.
Right.
You can learn a lot of amazing facts.
Mm-hmm. By the way, tool.
Cool, thank you. I thought about that, but I was like, yeah, we'll see.
It was far off.
But yeah, you can learn a lot of amazing facts. You can speak to people on the other side of the world.
Yes.
There's so many fascinating things that you can do with the interwebs.
Right.
One of the things, though, that is not exactly recommended.
No, wait, I'm sorry.
This is just a tip.
Okay, all right. Just the tip.
Tip number, insert, insane number here.
Insert
7,012.92.
that one.
It is not recommended to, violate your dog and then post the video of you doing it on social media.
I was just. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
California man. I'll tell you the story. This is just a quick update. We figure we should share. He had been arrested for allegedly having diddled the dog.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly. Sexy Vegan has entered a no contest plea in the case where he is accused of sexually assaulting his dog and in posting the video of the abuse on social media.
Hard no.
I'm not going to go into what the poor animal was doing and how it was being violated.
But let's just say...
No, we're not going to say anything.
No?
Just know that this poor animal was violated.
Violated, yes.
By vegan.
Yes.
Which the irony is not lost on me that a guy
yes.
who will not ingest anything, any animal product whatsoever, has no problems fornicating with one.
Or ingesting their...
37-year-old West Hollywood man entered a no contest plea to one misdemeanor count of disturbing the peace and was sentenced to 2 years probation, 100 hours of community service, and a 52-week sexual offender program.
52 weeks, huh?
52 weeks. Yeah, he was originally charged with one misdemeanor count each of sexual assault on an animal and posting obscene matter.
Can I just it wasn't milk, but it also wasn't chocolate.
No.
It was a bar. It wasn't chocolate. It's just saying it was there. Just
as part of the plea deal, he lost both of his puppies, his dogs.
Good.
They will never be returned to him again.
Good.
And he cannot get any new pets during his probation.
Good.
No, not good. He should not be able to ever have pets again.
Right.
Vegan was kicked off an episode of Dr. Phil, called My Brother Changed His Name to Sexy Vegan.
So he had an entire episode based on himself.
Yeah. He wears Speedos in public and is spending wears Speedos in public and spending my mom's $11 million inheritance. That is a very long title for a Dr. Phil.
That is a very long title.
And he got kicked off for using a lot of profanity. So we figured, everyone was, waiting on the edge of their seat at the announcement of this trial. And so we figured we would bring you the breaking news, the beep, 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 that he filed a plea deal and justice has been served, as well as peanut butter. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
Neither could he.
Just nasty. I know, right? You know what else is a disgusting and idiotic idea besides fornicating with an animal and then putting it onto social media?
No idea. What's that?
Proposing to divide Washington, D.C. into 127 states to eliminate the Electoral College.
You know what? Before we get to that, maybe we need to calm down here. I mean, look.
Sure.
Look. We need to calm down just a little bit.
What? I'm not hysterical. I'm.
No. We need to bring this down just a notch. We need to relax a little bit. You know what a good way to relax is?
Well, if you would ask the vegan guy.
No, I'm talking about somebody other than the vegan.
Jam and.
Well, let's say if we asked Izzo, what's a good way to relax?
Don't ask that, because I saw a video of him on Facebook earlier this evening that let's just say cannot be unseen.
Okay, well, I'm saying he enjoys a cigar or three.
Yeah, that's not what the video I saw, but yes, he does like a cigar.
He enjoys a cigar or three. And, Mojo is such a giving company.
They are.
They are an amazing.
That is why we are here.
Exactly. And giving company. So much so they gave us an hour to do this show, unbeknownst to how crappy it actually is.
Yeah, because, who else starts off a show with
that?
A show, yeah.
What we just had.
Only we set the bar that high.
Low. High.
Well, whatever.
It's
tomato.
Same thing. But Mojo, being the giving company that it is, they've decided if they're going to set up a gift exchange.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Christmas is not over as far as Mojo is concerned.
That's right. So they're doing a little gift exchange. If you decide that you would like to give a gift to Mojo of $25 or more, they will in turn give you, as a gift, the Mojo 50 Daily Mojo Cigar Series.
I heard this series is an amazing series. Matter of fact, I am not myself a cigar smoker.
Right.
I have had bad experiences with cigars.
Right.
Not as bad as Monica Lewinsky, but
right.
I have.
Well, she had a good time with it, but.
Well, allegedly. But I have considered putting my bad experience aside.
And testing it?
And giving it a whirl.
You're going to give it a try, maybe. So,
I thought about it.
Well, maybe you might want to start with the El Jefe then.
Yeah, I was thinking that because it is the kind of for the beginners, as it were. It's kind of a milder
cigar. Yeah, exactly.
Cigar. It's for those who've never done it before, but who have wondered, because that's actually a big thing. The cigar clubs, I guess they are, where you walk in and there's humidors everywhere, and you walk in and there's cognac and blah blah blah. And I always thought it was for like the ritzy people, and apparently it's kind of making its way more mainstream.
Making its way downtown?
Yeah, walking fast, faces past, it's homebound.
So you have that El Jefe, right? And then that's for like you or I. I'd say a Handy J is probably more of
something you get downtown for $20.
Yes, but instead of that, I would say that maybe it's closer to a gin. That's what she said. Like a Handy J is that's where she is. A medium spicy cigar.
Somebody who's at least experienced it before.
Kind of likes Cubans.
Yeah, and you have to be experienced, and I'm saying experience beyond like Swisher Sweet and Black and Milds don't count.
Right. And then they also have the everybody's favorite.
Yes.
It's the Stags. Now
'Cause
this
it's
one's a Maduro, okay? It's smooth, it's bold, and it's more mature. And it's for the mature smoker.
Yes, it is everything that the similar to the man that is named after.
Exactly. So if you'd like to get your hands on a 8-inch 52 gauge Churchill cigar, why don't you decide to be friendly, be nice, go to Mojo 50, put a donation in for $25 or more, and you will get a gift of the Mojo 50 Daily Mojo Cigar Series.
You won't be sorry.
So now that we're all calmed down and everybody's fine, by the way, ELS Stealth Jackhole over on the Twitters, hey, don't tell me to calm down.
I don't need a reminder. Sarah is rare over on Twitter as well. The video that at Dominic Izzo posted on Facebook was of him naked. Thank you.
No need to remind him.
That.
I'm so glad I did not see that.
Apparently, somebody dared him to be outside
naked
in 7-degree weather.
That's awesome. So Harvard released a proposal to divide Washington, D.C. into 127 new states to eliminate the Electoral College.
Because that makes sense. Is anybody within the sound of my... If you've ever been to Washington, D.C., you know that is impossible to do.
Divide up the city?
Yes. There's no way that you're going to divide. If it is, it's going to be like in these 4 blocks are...
That's what they're doing, literally.
That's all you can do, because you can't actually, like a state, as far as we know, like the smallest state is Rhode Island.
Yes.
And it's what? No, not Rhode Island. Is it Rhode Island or Delaware? I get them confused.
One of the two.
It's one of the two. One of them has got like 4 counties.
Right.
Like you could spit and cross the state.
Pretty much.
I think New York City is about the same size as one. Something like that. It's some kind of weird, crazy shit.
Anyway, stupid stuff.
Anyway, like that's what you think of when you think of a state, is like there's distance. There's at least a little bit, you know?
Just a tiny bit.
You're going to walk
4 blocks.
6 blocks and cross through 2 states? Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
So this came directly from their article here. What was the article's piece? Yeah, it was called "Pack the Union: A Proposal to Admit New States for the Purpose of Amending the Constitution to Ensure Equal Representation."
It's not.
Here's the proposal.
Mm-hmm.
To create a system where every vote counts equally, the Constitution must be amended. To do this, Congress shall pass legislation reducing the size of Washington, D.C. to an area encompassing only a few core federal buildings, and then admit the rest of the district's 127 neighborhoods as states. These states...
It's Rhode Island, by the way.
This Rhode Island. Thank you.
Kevin Hutchins.
These states, which could be added with the simple congressional majority, would add enough votes to Congress to ratify the amendments. 1, to transfer the Senate's power to a body that represents citizens equally. 2, an expansion of the House so that all citizens are represented in equal-sized districts. 3, a replacement of the Electoral College with a popular vote. And 4, the modification of the Constitution's amendment process that would ensure future amendments are ratified by states representing most Americans.
No. How is it most Americans when you're talking about keeping it centralized around D.C.?
Right. That's nobody.
That's not most Americans.
That's literally nobody. This is a swamp.
This is the opposite of most Americans. D.C. is the sludge of the sludge. Most of Americans actually are residing in the flyover states, in the middle of the country, in the rural areas. That is where majority of Americans are, not in your precious little DC that has been enveloped in the communist socialist type style of government and being in, living since what, 50, 60, 70 years or longer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, ELS Stealth Jackal, thank you. Pack the Union. Is that a euphemism? Yes. Yes, it is. I missed it. So thank you. I caught it now. Good.
And that's what it was. Pickapool over on the Twitters also is
Delaware.
Delaware only has 3 counties. So that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Rhode Island being the smallest, but Delaware only having 3 counties. That's
yes,
that
there you go.
Conflated there, but thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But still, you're not all that they're doing by doing that is taking power from the actual people, consolidating it into this swamp, into this area held by these elitist people who are against the elitist BT dubs, supposedly.
Yeah.
And then getting rid of everything, kicking everything, like destroying the entire foundation of what America was founded on.
Well, you have that, right? And then they say, here's a kicker. The anonymous writers also say, quote, the Democratic caucus in Congress could be confident that new states created within the district would elect like-minded delegations to Congress. What is like-minded delegations when you're talking about Congress? When you're talking about like-minded delegations to Congress, you're talking about even more Jabba Hutts, even more sludge of the sludge, even more scum and villainy. I mean...
Yeah. You're not... The point of going to D.C., and I had this conversation earlier this evening, and we've beat this drum for as long as the show's been out, that you're not paying attention at the local level. The local level... and up to your representatives and your Congress people. Those are the ones that count. Okay? Everybody was right. Your presidential vote does not count. It doesn't.
No, but your local one does.
Well, but here's why. That's the vote for the presidency comes from the Electoral College, which has come from the representatives that you have elected. Those do count.
Yes, they do.
Every single vote you do for your representative goes towards that president that because if he is the guy, if your representative is actually doing the job and representing you, then you're going to get the president that you want or that you deserve or that you think is the best one.
Right, because then they will vote in people, they will put into place people in the Electoral College that actually either vote with you as the people or vote the party.
Yes. But people do not.
Now, here's what I would rather. I would rather the people of the Electoral College, which, by the way, has been corrupted many, many times.
Yep.
I would rather those people chosen for the Electoral College to be forced to vote the way of the state, like they're supposed to do. So whatever the overall populace of the, not the cities, not the most popular, but however many counties, if more counties vote for one president, then the state votes for that president, and the delegate votes for that president.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not the popular vote. It's supposed to make sure that everybody around all the counties. See, it's never the popular vote. It's you can have New York City and the surrounding 5 counties, right, vote one way. And then the rest of New York vote completely opposite, and New York would still show up as blue.
Yep.
It would still show up as Democrat. But if you look at the actual numbers of counties, if you do it county by county, here's the counties that voted one or a Republican or Democrat or whatever. That's what should dictate the Electoral College vote.
Yes. Because here's the thing. The reason why they keep pushing this whole popular vote. A popular vote is a society that's done under democracy. America is not a democracy. They have spent years trying to say, oh, well, America's a democracy, because they figure if they yell it loud enough and long enough, eventually people will forget that America is not a democracy. America is a republic.
It is a.
That's the difference.
It is. It's a republic.
And
if you don't
seeing
get-
as how that just saying America is a democracy and blah 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 and touting that is not enough. Now they're trying to add another stake to the or another prong to the fork, and make it into, well, popular vote, democracy, popular vote. That is a speech coming from France or from Germany or from anywhere else in Europe or anywhere else in the rest of the world. The United States is not democracy. We are a republic. We are a representative republic. And the only way that it is going to be back to the way that people sit and bitch about it being back to is if you actually start paying attention at the local level, at the spot you can control. Until you people, and I'm saying in general, not just to those within the earshot, because most of y'all already know this, I'm preaching to the choir.
Right.
Everybody starts getting their head out of their ass and start paying attention at the local level. Everything from dog catcher on up. And yes, it's tedious. Yes, it's a pain in the butt. Yes, it actually takes work and effort. But if you do not want to lose the rights, the things that separate us from the rest of the world, you have to do a little bit of work. And if you're not going to do it, then you better not bitch about it later when everything goes to hell and we're walking around in something similar to China, where everything is completely dictated. We're not allowed to say anything bad about anything. We're only allowed to have so many children. We can only have jobs that are chosen for us.
Right.
We're only allowed to go places. We have scorecards that decide whether or not we get to travel. That's where we're headed. I have to calm down. Hold on. God almighty.
In better news, 22,000 people showed up for the gun rally.
I was actually very proud of that.
Absolutely zero people were injured. Zero people fought up. And everybody who tried to rabble-rouse was immediately stopped.
Down. Yep. Let's see.
But
Go ahead. Sorry.
But Alyssa Milano cookies.
Of course. Of course. Such
Ah,
That
Alyssa Milano
delightful,
cookies.
that delightful individual.
She started posting a whole bunch of bullshit.
Of course she did. Because God knows, you can't actually be happy at the fact that people are speaking their mind and doing it safely and proving all of the crap is wrong. Even if you actually believe for a second that, gun violence and all this other stuff, and it's so horrible and blah, 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 blah. The fact that people were able to prove all of that wrong, you can't be thankful of that. No. You have to be a giant four-toed heifer and start stuff. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You have that. Or you have Democratic congressional candidate Pam Keith, who said, "So I see a bunch of incel amosexuals have gathered in Virginia." And then adding, "While I believe in the right of the people to protest peacefully, I reject threatening goon squads." It's not a goon squad. Everybody was carrying their gun, yes. But did anybody actually threaten anybody? No. Well, it's 22,000 people armed. 22,000 armed individuals went to the capital of Virginia.
Yeah.
And no one got hurt.
And prove that they can be responsible gun carrying.
Exactly. Anyway,
Hey.
that music means that it's time for a commercial break. So we're going to take it right now. Virginia Jackal. Oh my God, never do that voice again.
Which one?
I think the when I did the Pam Keith.
Oh,
So
it's like, oh dear God, don't do it again.
Stop it.
How about no? How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
how about new?
That is a big fat negative, sir.
Look, I only have X amount of voices. I can't just get rid of one. All right, I need them all.
Wow, that's
I can't just say no to my voices. What?
I love that. Peekaboo over on Twitter.
So good,
You'll
right?
never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And it's a picture of Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Amazing.
So good and true. Honest.
And so true.
So honest.
It is. It's, yes.
Giant four-toed heifer. I think that's a band that Dominique Izzo was in after college.
It was. It was one of the many.
All right, we're going to hit some of these back again when we come back from the break here so people can actually hear us. Because some people are actually listening on the radio.
I know.
It's good times. All right. Oh. Let's see here. All right, we should be coming back here in just a few seconds.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome back, everybody. Defenders Live, Mojo50. Go to mojo50.com.
Oh.
Check out all the other awesome hosts and shows that are on over there. Check out the weekend guys as well. They're so underappreciated, I think, sometimes.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of other hosts, though, going at Dominique Izzo, Giant Four-Toed Heifer? I think that's a college band that Dominique Izzo was in after.
He was in college. There you go. That,
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, I think-
It just kind of,
yeah, my fault.
yeah, it's falling flat. It's okay. Go to mojo50.com. Check out all the awesome hosts and shows that are going on over there. Constantly growing, constantly getting bigger. Oh, probably the only libertarian radio station out there, or at least the only one worth its salt. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yes.
We're talking like it's salt, as in you're not going to hear necessarily like crazy
Ranting.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, you're going to hear a
pointless
little bit of it. You're going to hear some of that.
You're
But
going to
it's-
hear some, but
it's not
for
gonna
the
be,
most
Turn the
part.
freaking Fronsky.
Yeah, you're. I could have played that. I wish you would have told me. But it's one of those places that it's unlike any other you've been to before. Go to mojo50.com. Get in on there. You're not going to be sorry you did. Go to our website at doaeshow.com, doaeshow.com. Check out all the merch that's over there. You can pick you up a shirt or a mug or possibly possibly some new merch may be coming out in the near future.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Maybe, possibly. But go there. You got to check
it's
out
news
the
to
archive.
me. I don't know.
No, it's not. I told you about that.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You might be right. I probably forgot. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Anyway, yeah, doaeshow.com. Check out everything that's going on over there. We just crossed our 3-year anniversary for the show being on the air. Check out all the archives over there, going back all the way to the beginning. You want to see some really funny stuff, go back and watch our first ever Facebook Live. Oh, dear God, the babes that we were.
It was so terrible. Look, my baby face was even younger then.
I know, it's really hard to believe, but it was, yeah, it's once seen, it cannot be unseen, just like Izzo's ass. Anyway.
That's right. Asking for Jack Hole over on the Twitters, at DOA Show, at Dylan, at Steven. what people don't understand is that technically we don't have a popular vote. We just don't have a national, we do have a popular vote. We just don't have a national election. We have 50 individual states doing their elections on the same day.
Yep. And each state does their stuff a little bit differently.
Yes.
And people don't like that. It just doesn't, it doesn't matter how it's actually done in the end.
Thank you.
What does matter is that people have to be involved. And the only place it matters is at the local level for the actual citizen, based off of the structure with the Electoral College and everything else.
Speaking of being involved, did you know that APR Coffee is giving away free coffee?
Oh, I love me some APR coffee. I got my order in.
I got to make a new order tonight.
Saturday.
After the show, I got to make a new order.
I'm already halfway through my pound
already
for Hamilton.
Oh my gosh.
I have been,
You've been chugging this stuff, haven't you?
It's been a while since I have had, well, okay, so here's the deal. I have not been the only one drinking it.
Oh, okay.
I've been telling people about it, saying, you know, when I get this, I'm going to share it, and I'm going to get this, I'm going to share it. And so I have been making a full pot, drinking maybe a regular cup size, and then ultimately taking what, a Yeti cup or a Yeti thermos and basically passing it out to people who are falling in love with it and are begging to find out where it is that I get this nectar from the gods.
Well, the funny thing is, you can get it at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Or you can potentially win a free bag of American Pride Roasters of your choice if you follow us on the Twitters at DOAE Show, at Mojo50 Radio.
Yes.
Either one, it doesn't matter. We will choose a winner at the end of the week. We will send you a message after we have chosen.
And then you just give your information, and we will connect you with the folks on there.
Correct.
On the other end, and you'll be able to get your coffee within a week or so.
Yeah, right. So go to the Twitters, follow us, follow Mojo50, one or the other, it doesn't matter. Mojo50 Radio or us, DOAE Show.
Oh, but,
or both. That'd be nice, too. It's good times. And we will put you in the drawings for free APR coffee.
Boy, howdy.
So capitalism isn't doing too good across the world.
Well, but that's because capitalism isn't really used around the world.
That's correct.
You might find little variations of it, little sprinkles and sprouts, certain things of capitalism throughout different places of the world, but you're not going to find capitalism as it is in America. And then sadly, it's actually disappearing in America too.
In America as well, yes. So, but a majority of people around the world believe. This is
there's
a
no
belief. There's no backing. This is just a believe.
It's feelings.
It's all feels. It's all feels. By the way, this is London. A majority of people around the world believe capitalism is in its current form is doing more harm than good.
Okay, stop for just a second. Part 1. Okay, this is who's under a monarchy. What the hell do you know about capitalism? Shut up. 2, I actually will agree with that statement.
In its current form.
In its current form, absolutely.
You are correct.
Capitalism is causing harm. Why is that? Because the way capitalism is being ran right now, it is corrupted. You have officials who are corrupting it from the inside out, turning around and making regulations on everything. And I'm not saying that there are certain regulations that shouldn't be there. We have to be safe, and I get that.
Are you saying that they're going 9-inch nails on it?
But they're... I had like 3 songs just popping in my head.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But it's corrupted. There is no actual free market.
Right. And if there anywhere this is the closest one we have.
Yes, and it's still not in its perfect form. It used to be. It used to be amazing. It used to be much better than what it is now. It has been corrupted. It has been tainted. It has been whittled away slowly to go from actual capitalism into socialism.
Cronyism first.
Cronyism first. That's where we're at now. That's what it is. Currently, the capitalism, air quotes, that people know now is not capitalism, it's cronyism. It's where the higher-ups turn around and go, I know people, I want to hire my people so I can line my pockets and the rest of the world be damned.
Right.
Partly, not all of it, but partly. You're not Antifa, folk. Who was it? The Occupy Wall Streets and all this other. To point, they were right.
Everybody's right on a certain level.
Exactly. But nobody sits and acknowledges that. That's the thing. No one will sit and say, you know what? These people have a valid point. We have a valid point. Now, how do we take our valid points, come together with those, and actually come to a resolution?
Come together
right now over me.
Exactly. No, but so the funny thing about this, right? They're all talking about that this year was the first where there were the Edelman Trust Barometer, which for 2 decades has polled tens of thousands of people on their trust in the core institution, sought to understand how capitalism itself was viewed. The study authors said that the earlier surveys showed a rising sense of inequality, prompted them to ask whether citizens were now starting to have more fundamental doubts about capitalism-based democracies in the West. The answer is yes.
Again, this is coming from London, who really doesn't know anything about capitalism and is only seeing it from the outside.
Right, and the idea behind caste systems where everybody is there, there's only one, there's 2 systems. There's the poor and the rich. And we're still very different here in America.
Yep.
Yes, there are the rich and the poor, but this is not the bourgeois. This is not the proletariat versus the bourgeoisie. This is a whole different thing here.
Yes, because the poor here, just sidebar real fast, the poor here is by far richer than anybody else on earth. Our poor is still richer than the majority of the world.
Yes.
Just so we're clear.
If you are poor in America, you more than likely eat more red meat, watch more TV, have a cell phone.
AC.
Have at least utilized AC in the last year. Have some sort of health care possible to you. There are a lot of things that you have here in America, even as a person, technically, even as somebody living on the streets.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Because you can still go to some place. You can go to like a soup kitchen, or you can go get donations from places. People, the citizens, even the lower end citizens have money that will offer and give to you if you ask for it. You stand on the street and hold a sign and blah blah blah. You can make money and you can live that way. Unlike folks in, say, Uganda or Venezuela or Guatemala or insert
name here.
You know what I mean? Even in the bigger countries like Russia or Ukraine or Iran or China. You know what I mean? You're still better off. And we're so spoiled that we have forgotten that fact, that we don't pay attention to that fact, and all we want is want and want and want and want, and we haven't taken a moment to stop and be thankful for what we have.
Yep. Kevin Hutchison over the MeWe. Can I? Thank you. Oh gosh, the conversations that are happening over there in the MeWe room are amazing. If you aren't part of MeWe, you should be, or at least somewhere close to it. Get off the Facebooks, get off the Twitters. Well, don't get off the Twitters. Follow us on Twitters.
Speaking of Twitter, Priceless6 over on Twitter. Did you know that at Chetco38 doesn't like Burr Hamilton?
Sad place to be for him.
There is something wrong with him. He's also snoring through tonight's at DOA show. Thought you should know. But he does like every other APR coffee flavor.
Every other flavor?
Every other. We'll see. That's not that.
Come on.
I'm sorry, but my line is the Burr Hamilton. If we can't get it, then we don't work. Fantastic Larky Farkin over there as well. At APR coffee.
See, that's the right reaction.
Yes.
No matter what, just at APR coffee.
Cascade Thompson at TOA show. Did Dad Dylan Lyles just say China? Yes.
Yes, he did. Yes,
I
he
did.
He does all the time. Say China.
I do. I it's a unfortunately coming from see, I have a very
I'm sorry.
say-
Coming from.
this is gonna, I have worked very hard on having a somewhat and I'm use this term loosely, but a somewhat eloquent voice. I try to enunciate and try to deprive more or less of my accent.
Right. Well,
Which
it takes
is,
a lot. It takes a lot to do that. Yeah.
It does. It sometimes it rears its ugly head. Let me get tired. Let me have a few drinks,
Or
and then
let you
start-
just get a little bit more emotional about things.
No, that too. And it'll start to rear its ugly head, and
Oh.
unfortunately, sometimes something will slip through,
Like China.
like China or Cuba or something like that. And it's. I apologize.
Or all those other foods and things that we've talked about in the past where you just can't say them right.
I do say it right. Don't start. I know where you're going. Don't you start. I'll hang up right now. Anyway.
Speaking of non-starters, Maxine Water reveals Democrats' impeachment agenda vows party will not stop impeachment push. Maxine Waters vowed on Sunday that Democrats will not stop pursuing impeachment of President Donald Trump.
Page 45.
Mm-hmm.
And page 45.
That one there.
And page 45.
Yep, her. That's the one. If their current efforts prove unsuccessful, it doesn't matter. Quote, the subpoena that I have issued that's gone through the lower courts are now going to be heard at the Supreme Court in March. Quote, we will not stop. Whether or not that leads to another impeachment activity, I don't know. But I know we must continue the work that our constituents have elected us to come to Congress to do.
Page 45. And page 45. And page 45.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You said this is going to go back towards everything in March.
In March, well, so today, I think tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Senate impeachment trial starts.
Mm-hmm.
And she has apparently pushed some sort of subpoena through the courts that's going to go to the Supreme Court and be heard for some ungodly reason. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it first off, they're trying to remove him from office. Here's
Oh, I get it. The subpoena's about his tax records.
okay. I don't know if they're aware of this or not. But technically, we're in election season.
Yep, we are.
The election for the president of the United States and some other local offices is November. Like we're what is it? 10 months away? Getting ready to be 10 months away?
Mhm.
Something
Yeah, something like that.
10 or 11 months away.
Yeah. 10 because it's November.
You're waiting until now
Yep.
when it's 10 for the because that means potentially when the election happens,
Yep.
he might lose office.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing other than making a complete ass of yourself?
They
I've
know
said
he's
this
gonna.
before,
They know he's
and
gonna win against their people.
Oh, he'll win. At this rate,
He's gonna win anyway.
he's going to win anyway. But at this rate, it's going to be a complete landslide. Here, I've always wondered that because there was a point in the beginning of the country,
Mhm.
we still had a two-party system. It was the Republicans and it was the Democrats and the Whig Party, right? It was Democrats or was it Democrats? Yeah.
There was
And
the Whig Party.
imploded basically. It dissolved itself, and then that's how we got the Republicans from there.
Yes.
I've always wondered, like, how it
No,
happened.
it was the Whigs and the Tories. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're
Whigs and the Tories, right?
And
The
Whigs
Tories
dissolved.
went away. The Whig Party split into
Yeah.
Republican and Democrat.
Yes, and then the Tories completely dissolved. That's
Right.
it. You're sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, I kind of wondered what it looked like, what it would be like. I think we're kind of getting a glimpse of what it is,
Yeah.
of what
pretty
it
much.
looked like.
Yeah, we're pretty much.
When you're going to, as a collective, as a group, you're going to purposely try to tear down a man to the point that you're going to wait until 11 months before election time to try to impeach the man on everything. Okay, and I'm
On
reading this
every
from this article.
case.
It says right here, Representative Al Green, Democrat from Texas, who has said that Trump should be impeached to deal with slavery. Pause there.
Mhm.
What in the actual F does Donald Trump have to do with slavery?
I don't know, but what I do know is that if you look at his record that's been shown, like, funny enough, so there was a conversation that I listened to. It was I forgot who it was. Dang it. Very famous in the black community. Anyway, they were on like Sway or something like that, talking to him, and the guy was going off, like, look, I've known Donald Trump for like 30 years. I've known the guys in the community. If Donald Trump wasn't around, there are a ton of businesses in the African American community that would never have been started because this guy, literally, if the bank wouldn't give you a loan, if the everything, nobody would give you a loan, you went to Trump. And so it's the funniest thing. Like, I'm not even a Trump supporter, but this is a nice way to be a businessman in this case. He would start their business for them by giving them the funds to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And they would as long as they made their first payment on time, he would then call them back into his office with the check that they had with the check that they had.
Yeah.
And he would say, so this is your first payment, right? So, yep, that's my first payment. Great. Rip it up and say, paid in full.
Yep.
Paid in full. And they would go away to do their own bit. He's like, paid in full. Now, go build your business.
Yep.
What?
Now, obviously, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's painful to watch. The left is acting like spoiled children. Period. I didn't get my way, so I'm gonna whine and I'm gonna throw stuff and I'm gonna damage everything. And for what? For what?
For their
Because
own
what
stupidity.
happens when the guy gets elected again in 11 months? What are you gonna do then?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna run. Eventually, it's all gonna be beaten to death. You're gonna run everything as far as it'll go, and nothing is gonna stick.
Nope.
Nothing is gonna work.
Nope.
Because he hasn't done anything that actually would be deemed an impeachable offense.
I have a good idea.
What's that?
I have a really good idea. Maybe all the Democrats just need to go get some CBD oils.
I hear that is actually a great idea because that would calm them. Maybe calm them down a little bit. Get the nerves.
Right. It would stop the
White stuff
nerves.
whitens up.
They'd be less twitchy. They'd be, a little happier maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little less impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought, maybe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Maybe they would have less brain fog, which make it easier for them to think clearly when it goes to things like impeach 45. And instead, they would understand that he doesn't actually need to be impeached for any stupid reasons that you've come up with, and that logically everything that he's done that you're trying to impeach him for was fine.
Yep. Kind of normal, as it were.
Right. Maybe they should just go to mojo50.com/shop. That's mojo50.com/shop. Use the promo code Defenders. Get $15 off the price of some CBD oils. If you have, nagging joints, difficulty sleeping, frequent inflammations, mood swings, gut problems, CBD oils by KBMD may be able to help you. Check them out today, mojo50.com/shop. Use the promo code Defenders, get $15 off the price.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy. Fantastic Larky Farkin at DOA Show. #arm yourselves. So, if by off chance the Democrats were able to remove Trump, do they understand who takes his place? I don't think they
no.
understand who takes his place.
No, they don't. No.
Yep. SK Thompson at DOA show. Trump may work for China. Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it. He's not
Probably not.
that far, but at DOA show by SK Thompson, Trump should start an affiliate program and teach us how to get around these clowns. It's just a matter of, you have to actually be willing to try and work with people. A lot of people don't want to
Work with?
together. Yeah, everybody wants to kind of fight and bitch and bicker and win the argument, and nobody wants to actually have a conversation. Nobody wants to actually fix anything. They want to win.
Maybe they just don't like to get down to other people's levels and talk to them there.
Yeah. They
Or
don't want to
step-
actually see that other people are different from them and they have to be at risk of possibly changing because they've experienced this for all their lives, and God knows they'd hate to find out that
They were wrong.
they were wrong, or at least mistaken. Nobody
Like,
wants
like I don't know, maybe like Elizabeth Warren.
oh, she's been mistaken.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Elizabeth Warren has caught herself in her own trap.
That sounds disgusting. A long time goes wrong.
Oh, when she asked the question, how could the American people want someone who lies to them?
Is she not aware of some alleged things that she has claimed?
Oh, you mean like most famously, Warren claimed that for years that she was Native American, but DNA test that proves that she's literally 100% white.
Yeah.
Or
that.
November 2019, when she falsely claimed that her children only attended public schools. However, the yearbooks of Washington Free Beacon clearly showed that her son, Alex, was in an elite private school, K through 12, in Austin, Texas, in the mid-1980s.
Yeah.
Or in February 2019, when the Blaze, that place, reported that Warren falsely claimed having American Indian heritage in her Texas State Bar registration card through public record request. They obtained a copy of it and found out that she did actually handwrite a Native American or American Indian in the field of race. Or when, the Michael Brendan Doherty notes on National Review, quote, Warren plagiarizes her contribution to the book of Native American home recipes, Pow Wow Chow, from a French cookbook.
So that one makes me giggle. I'm sorry, because not only are you lying about your heritage, not only are you by definition culturally appropriating someone's heritage, you don't have the ability to actually cook. You have to plagiarize it, and from a French cookbook.
Ho, ho, ho.
Like, I didn't realize that, Native Americans had baguettes.
I don't know, but apparently they really...
escargot. I really didn't. I mean, I guess they did, but it wasn't called escargot.
Maybe not.
It's that's so stupid. But she doesn't think that Americans should want anyone who lies. So that by her own parameters, by her own definition, she should just end her campaign of running right now.
Pretty much.
Go the way of Cory Booker.
That's true. Before we close, just so you know, illegal crossing has plunged in the U.S. across the Arizona border.
Aha!
Now that Trump has decided to turn people away and make them wait in Mexico, they have decided to no longer cross our border illegally. At least most of the time.
Aha! In your face.
With that, let's get to the bell counts for today. How about it?
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day, Monday, January 20th, 2020. Today we had 4 missed innuendo bells, 23 actual bells, 2 horns, 2 rim shots, 2 Wawas, and 2 Oh My Gosh. Giving us a B for the day. Peace out and good night, y'all.
Guys, DOAE Show is our website. Mojo50 is where you can find everybody else. Listen to us live, 9 p.m. Eastern. See ya!
That was wonderful. Bravo! I loved that. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad. Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good. It could have been a lot better. I didn't really like it. It was pretty terrible. It was bad. It was awful. It was terrible.